Hello once again, all my comic collecting friends. It's Matt, Comic Order 410, here to bring you installment part 38 of my Keys variants and such. And over the past 2+ months or so, I've hit a few nice sales. Hit a small show in a hotel. It was like $3 to get in. There was no artist signing or anything. It was just 15 to 20 dealer tables. So it was very competitive. Found some great deals there. And also found a guy in his 40s who decided to sell his collection. And he let me and my friend pick through his collection. The guy couldn't grade very well, but what he was doing is he was using an Overstreet price guide that was like 4 years old in the first place, and then he was giving us half off on that. So in some cases, we found some good deals. But to get started, these are some more recent releases. This is Mad Max Fury Road Furiosa #1, and this is the blank variant. Reportedly, a lot of shops got stiffed on this book and didn't get a single copy, and it reportedly has a print run of only 1,000 copies. So I was glad to find one of those cheap. This is G.I. Joe 214, the subscription variant, Death of Snake Eyes Part 3. And this is the subscription variant to G.I. Joe 215, Death of Snake Eyes Part 4. As you can see, it has some bending on the bottom of the spine, but my shop who does my pull list, they gave me both of these for cover price, and they said they reported this as damaged. If they get another one, it's mine. So, but it was cover anyway. Got a couple of the Joker Month variants. Got this variant to Batman #41 by Sean Murphy. This is the Joker variant to Detective 41. Not sure who did that. Is it maybe, oh gosh, Pat Gleason it might be? I can't tell. I'll have to look that up. This one's really cool. This is the Joker variant to New Suicide Squad #9, and it's by Jim Lee. Beautiful Joker cover there. And, of course, the great Brian Boland did this masterpiece to Wonder Woman 41. Always love his work. He's one of my favorites. Had to grab that one. Heard a lot about this book, so I had my shop pull it for me. Brian Vaughan's new series, We Stand on Guard, where we invade Canada. So I still have to read that one. IDW recently relaunched Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Uncle Scrooge. Very happy about that. Already had Uncle Scrooge. Got the subscription variant to Mickey Mouse #1 here, which I think is a really cool cover. And, sorry, it didn't show Uncle Scrooge already. This is the subscription variant to Uncle Scrooge #1. I showed my Uncle Scrooge sketch cover that I got from Ken Hazer, so excuse me for that. But very cool cover. And here's the subscription variant to IDW's Donald Duck #1. So, big Disney fan. Had to grab those. Picked this up. This came out a little while ago. This is Vertigo's Strange Sports Stories. And this is issue #3. And this issue has a story written by former WWE champion CM Punk in it, who's starting to do some comic work. This is Witchblade 181. This is part 2 of The Death of the Darkness. Not hearing too much talk about that, but see if Jackie Estacado stays dead. Picked this up, recent book here, just because I'm a big fan of Paul Jenkins. This is Archaea Press's Lantern City #1. Still have to read that as well. Thought this was cool that they did a direct release, or direct sequel rather, to Fight Club in a comic book release. So I had to pick up Fight Club 2 #1. And this is the variant cover. It's not an incentive variant, it's an equal split, but this is the David Mack cover to Fight Club #1. Very cool. Here's some stuff found in the discount bins. Got some really good deals. These were all $1 or less. This is Caliber Press's Kabuki #1 by David Mack. I have to check. This might be his first published comic work, but nonetheless, for $1, not passing on that. Couldn't believe this one. Found a beautiful copy here too. Cyblade She #1, and this is the first appearance of Witchblade. So very happy to have that. Couldn't believe this was in a $1 bin. Atlas Comics aren't as big with collectors as they are with me, and that's understandable, but some good people worked on books here, and this is Scorpion #1 with a Howard Chaykin cover. Found this in a discount bin, Star Slayer number 10. This is the first appearance of Grimjack, so snagged that up. A nice near mint copy for $1. Valiant Shadow Man number 1 was in there for $1. Couldn't believe this one. This is She number 1, the fan appreciation variant, and got that for $1. Also a nice copy. I didn't pull all of them out, but I haven't read Alan Moore's top 10. I'm a huge fan of his. So I found this set. It had top 10, 1 through 12, 1 through 13, but the full run for $2. So definitely glad I grabbed those. And did some amazing Adam Hughes finding in the dollar bin too. This is Kamiko's Maze Agency number 1. Been wanting this book for a long time, but I wasn't going to pay 10 or 15 bucks for it because I knew I could find it somewhere where somebody didn't realize what it was, and I did. Got it for $1. And it's got a couple small spine ticks, but still very fine plus to near mint minus copy there. And found a bunch of Hughes's Catwoman covers in the dollar bin too. There's number 44, number 48, number 57, which I absolutely love. This is an homage to Lone Wolf and Cub, which I'm also a humongous fan of, so very happy to have that cover. Catwoman 59, another beautiful Hughes cover. Number 60, 63, 69, awesome cover there. That is a beauty. And number 76. So was very happy to track those down. Buy those for $1 all day long. These I got at that small show. This is Gold Keys, Walt Disney, Wart and the Wizard, based on the characters from the animated Sword in the Stone. And as you can see, it's got some problems on the corner there and some creasing. But I got it for $7. I saw a copy of this at another shop. They wanted $50 for it, and it wasn't in much better shape. So I snatched that up. Big Disney fan. Had to get this. This I found at the guy who let us peruse his collection. He priced this at $30, so I got it for $15. This is Donald Duck's Beach Party, Adele Giant, and it's in pretty awesome shape. Has some chipping up there, but couple small spine ticks and a little bit of creasing there, but not a bad book for the age, and especially for the price. Couldn't believe this. Found this at that small show too. And excuse me, the guy must have been upset because not too long, maybe a week or two after I bought this, they announced the Thunder Agents movie and TV series. But I've always wanted this book. Big Wally Wood fan. He did the cover here and co-created this. And I've always maintained that Thunder Agents is the only comic that killed a major hero and never brought him back in Menthor. So, very happy to have this. It's probably like a fine minus. Fine to fine minus. But for $5, I could not believe that. It's one of my best stealth buys, if you will, in a long time. Found some indie books, some underground books. Snatched them all up. This is Mother's Oats Comics, number 2 by Ripoff Press. They only did 3 issues. I'd love to find them all. I just love this gorgeous painted cover by the great Dave Sheridan. I love his Freak Brothers covers too, and he does a magnificent job. I could look at this cover all day. So, got a great deal on these too, I think. Paid $20, $25 for this whole stack. And this is Dope and Dan. Take on Beetle Bailey from 1972, another underground comic. Got Greaser Comics number 1 here. Uncle Sham, and I guess this is number 1. Corn-Fed Comics here, and again, I don't see an issue number. It's probably on the inside. This was one of the 3 that really sealed this deal for me. This is Bijou Funnies number 5 with cover by legendary underground artist Skip Williamson. And he's this is his most famous series, so glad to grab that. Young Lust #2, kind of a very inappropriate comic from the 70s, but it's well known, and people go back, kind of collect it as weird pop culture. And this was the one I was the happiest to get. This is a first print of San Francisco Comics #3, San Francisco Comic Book #3, sorry. And it has a small tear up here. Not too bad otherwise, but this is a very, very well-known Robert Crumb cover. So I was so stoked to get my hands on this, I couldn't believe it. Saw someone buy a reprint. I paid 25 or 30 for that whole stack. I saw somebody buy a reprint of that book for 25 bucks. So, alright, next up here, grab this copy of Punisher Warzone. I already have the book, but this copy is signed by John Romita Jr. And it was funny. It was done at these Serendipity comic shows that I used to go to. So just that flyer there is like a blast from the past. These are the shows that my friend's dad used to take us down to. They were about a 40-minute drive from where we lived. So that was really cool. And my birthday was in early June. And two of my good friends, I wasn't expecting anything, but two of my good friends kicked in together and got me this. There's no COA, but I'm pretty sure it's real because I know they've met him multiple times. This is Amazing Spider-Man #1, the blank cover, signed by Stan Lee. So that book is probably going to CBCS. That was a very awesome birthday present. Next up, I got this book. Very interested. I'd like to hear some feedback from any of you that have this book or have come across a copy of this book. This is the blank variant to Batman 29. Most of the blank variants I've seen are all art paper for people to draw on. This one has your normal glossy cover stock that can't be drawn on, so I'm wondering if this isn't a production error or something. So anyone else that has a blank variant of Batman 29, could you please let me know if it's the normal glossed over cover stock or if it feels like an art paper that can be drawn on. I'd really, really like to know. Next up, this isn't in the best shape, but I had to grab it. I always grab Whitman's when I find it, and this, of course, is your clear circle Whitman logo, one of the most rare. And it's an issue of Flash, and I forgot to check the issue number inside, so they don't put them on the cover. But nonetheless, very happy to have that. Now, got lucky at that small show and through the guys' collection we were picking through. I found some 30-cent test covers. And you know I'm a big fan of those, and I always grab them. This is Marvel Premiere 31, the 30-cent test variant, and this is a sharp, sharp copy. So I grabbed that one up happily. Found somewhat rough copy of the 30-cent test cover to Adventures on the Planet of the Apes #7. This was like $3, so of course I grabbed it. Pretty nice copy here of Invaders 6. 30-cent test cover has a few small problems on the spine, but not too bad at all overall. And that was half price. And the one I was most happy to get here, the 30-cent test cover to Amazing Spider-Man 157. With this book, I have all 4 of the Amazing Spider-Man Bronze Age 30-cent test covers. Got a pretty good deal on this. It has fox ear there. I can tell from here the paper color's a bit off, but very happy to have that nonetheless. Happy to grab this too. Oni Double Feature #1. And this is the first appearance of Jay and Silent Bob in comics, and it's Kevin Smith's first published comic book work. Got that for $3. Could not believe it. Found a nice copy here of Thor 337. This is a near mint to near mint minus copy, and its first appearance of Beta Ray Bill with that legendary Walt Simonson cover. Grab this too, great price here. First appearance of Madame Xanadu, Doorway to Nightmare #1. Got that for $8. It's got some stressing around the staple there, but still. This is the Luke Skywalker action figure variant to Star Wars #1. Got that for $10. And the prices he was giving me on other books were so decent, I wasn't really even trying to bargain much with this guy. This isn't the best copy of this book. It has some problems along the top here. Some chipping and almost like warping, but not too bad overall. Big crease right here, but $10 for Marvel 2-in-1 Annual 2 with Thanos by Jim Starlin, so it's worth that just to have it as a reader copy. Been looking for this book for a while, found this for $5, was stoked. Dead World #1. Walking Dead fans, if you have not read Dead World, go look at it and be sad at how much Walking Dead took from Dead World. Know that Michonne is basically Tattoo from Dead World. Know that. But great book nonetheless. Was happy to find this. Got this for $1 or $2. Daredevil 231. And I noticed it had this little Captain America head there. So at the time I wasn't sure what it was. I got home, texted some friends a picture of it, and my good buddy Tom Ryan said that's a Mark's Jewelers variant. And that makes sense. The older Mark's Jewelers, you didn't even know you had to open them and look for the insert. These were only sold on military bases, which makes sense because this shop was 20 minutes from a military base that had a PX mall. So if you see those with the cap heads or anything like that, beside the price, buy those. They're a little bit more rare. Been looking for these for a while. Have #4, I just need #1 now. This is the first Hellboy mini, Seed of Destruction, and I got #2. These were half price, so I got it for $5. And I got #3. I already own #4, so I was happy to find them. He actually had a #1, but it was kind of beat up, and he still had $20 on it, so I passed. So there are too many good deals to be had at this show. Sorry there. Last up. Been looking for this book for a while. Not the best copy. And I've read it before, but this copy was so cheap, I just grabbed it. Amazing, amazing Dave Gibbons cover. This is, in my opinion, one of the best Superman stories ever written. Of course, it's by Alan Moore, so I'm biased, but Superman Annual 11 has For the Man That Has Everything. And they did an amazing animated adaptation of that story on the Justice League cartoon that I recommend everyone check out as well. Was also super stoked to find this annual in the same box with that one. Been looking for this for a long time. Tales of the Green Lantern Corps Annual 2. And this has a story in here by Alan Moore that's considered the prequel to Blackest Night. This isn't a super expensive book, maybe 10 to 20 bucks tops in near mint, but people just don't sell it. It was hard to track down. Very glad to have gotten it. Grab this beautiful Brian Boland cover to Elvira's House of Mystery #1. This was only a couple bucks too, but had to get that. I did not own it. Next up, got these half price. I got another copy that I sent to my buddy Michael Jocko as a gift. But this is the Ed McGuinness variant to Death of Wolverine #1. Had to grab this when I saw it half price sale. The 1999 Wolverine Annual where he fights Deadpool. Very nice copy too. Got this. This was like $7 or $6 after the discount. Had not even seen this variant because there were so many variants that came out for Star Wars, but this is the Sergio Aragonis variant to Star Wars #2, and I'm a big fan of his work. Very much. And I love that cover. Found this in a half-price box. Got it for $10. I know it's not the most popular series, but this is a 1 in 50 variant. And it's the variant to Avengers AI #1. So for a 1 in 50 at that price, I'm not going to pass. Got this also at that show. I think this was like $15 or $20 after discount. X-Men #60, first appearance of Sauron. Pretty nice copy, actually. Some small bending, it doesn't break color right there. Tiny fox here, and some staple stress and a ding, but presents nicely, and the price was right. Got this, the one sale the store had 70% off Bronze Age books, so I didn't know to get over there on the weekend. They were ransacked pretty well when I got there, but I still found some stuff. Got Man-Bat #1. This was, 70% off of $18. Really glad to get this. A nice copy here of Charlton's Mysterious Suspense #1. This is the Question's first solo series and has this legendary cover by Spider-Man co-creator Steve Ditko. Also, found this one. I think this ended up being $2 or $3 after 70% off. Creatures on the Loose #19. I think that's a Buscema cover, maybe. I don't know. It's a nice cover, though. Could be Gil Kane. Speaking of legendary covers, the great Joe Kubert with his Sergeant Rock cover to Army at War #1. This was $3, and it's a beautiful copy. So, did not own that. Another What If that I was looking for. I'm a big Conan fan. Found this sharp copy of What If #13 with this cover by John Buscema and Ernie Chan. What if Conan had walked the earth today? Found this one as well. Marvel Chillers #1 featuring Modred the Mystic. Pretty awesome copy too. Snatched that up. This was priced pretty reasonably because it's not in the best shape, so I got a great deal on this book. DC Comics Presents #1, and I have #2, but I was missing that, so I happily scooped that. And this copy as well that I think was $3 or $4. DC Presents #5. Love that Superman Aquaman cover there. And last but not least, it isn't perfect, but I think this was $5. Been wanting this for a while, but every time I've seen it, it was just a bit overpriced. Destroyer Duck #1 by the great Steve Gerber. This was his kind of FU to Marvel, and Jack Kirby helped him on it. And the other reason I love this is it's the first appearance of one of my favorite characters by one of my favorite artists, Gru by Sergio Aragonis. So I was happy to get that book for $5. Like many people have said, Lightning and a couple other people have said lately, the market's so crazy, you really got to pick your spots. And when you can find nice books at discount prices, that's what I go for. I mean, I love to buy the big keys, but you really have to look for your opportunities in this crazy market. So glad I got caught up. Next time I'll be going back through, through my collection, picking up in the M's somewhere. But everyone, as always, I thank you for your time. Sorry this one ran so long. I'll try and make it shorter next time. Everyone, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and enjoy your comics.